Many of you are familiar with Father John from his appearance on the Wandering Friar blog, but today we're lucky enough to have him in studio to talk about his work with Unbound Ministries. Thank you so much for being here today.
You're more than welcome. It's a delight to be here.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to hear a little bit more about you because you've had a lot in your life, a lot in your career. What have you been, a teacher? What else?
A teacher, parish priest, formation director for the young men joining the Franciscan order, foreign missionary, and over 30 years of being on a team that preached parish missions and retreats. I still do some of that now as well.
There's really not much you haven't done.
I guess not.
I guess not, but now you're with Unbound. How did you become involved?
Well, you mentioned that I was a foreign missionary in Bolivia 40 years ago. In 2016, I was attending a conference for priests out in Chicago, and Unbound had a booth recruiting possible priest preachers. As soon as I saw what they were about, I thought, sign me up. And of course, they didn't just sign me up on the spot. I had to go interview with them and so forth, but I got involved right away because Unbound told me that this is a program that can make a difference in people's lives, helping them to rise out of abject poverty.
Absolutely, that's beautiful. And how does Unbound do that in people's life in concrete ways?
Unbound does that by inviting people to sponsor a child or a needy adult for $40 a month.
Beautiful.
And what I do is I go around the country preaching at all the masses in a parish. I do 16, 17 weekends a year, and then inviting people to come to the back of the church afterwards and sign up.
Right, and I think you brought actually a couple samples of what those look like, if you want to share.
Well, these are two people that I myself am sponsoring. The little picture slipped here. This young man is Tony Anthony. He's from Lima, Peru, and he just turned 16 last month. One of the great things about sponsorship is not only that you're helping a poor person, a poor family, you are also forming a relationship with them. I write to him, he writes back to me. Now, I happen to speak fluent Spanish, so I can write to him in his own language, but Unbound has translators for everyone that they serve.
Wonderful.
And Unbound also sponsors elders. And you know, I'm a Franciscan. I have to operate within a budget, but my Franciscan confreres made sure that I could do one more. So I'm sponsoring Epifanio. Epifanio, the word epiphany, he was born on January 6th. He's not a lazy man. He was a construction worker, and he's got crippling arthritis now and can't do the heavy lifting anymore. So Unbound helps him and other elders around the world.
That's beautiful. And as I think I was mentioning to you before the interview, I actually listened to an Unbound speaker in Jacksonville, maybe in 2018, and became a donor myself. It's a really, really wonderful mission you have. And how many countries is it in, did you say?
Unbound is in, I want to say 18 countries. It was 19, but I think many people are aware of what's been going on in Nicaragua, and they had to withdraw from Nicaragua because Unbound depends on the banking system, government cooperation, and things like that, and that just, the bottom fell out on that from Nicaragua. So right now we're in 18 countries, mostly in Latin America, but several African countries as well as India and the Philippines as well.
Wow. So for our viewers watching this at home, who do you think would make a great participant for Unbound, a great donor?
Anyone would make a great donor. And the way that that works, you can sign up. I think that there's going to be a URL shown online. You can go to that to sign up. I always like to stress, too, that you hear $40 a month, and some people might think, oh, I don't know if I can do that. And I understand, and Unbound understands, some people just don't have $40 a month. There are people who are well off who sponsor 3, 4, 5 people. But I like to point out, maybe with a little bit of sacrifice, you can do it. I know as a Franciscan, I have to operate within a certain budget. And I wondered, can I come up with $40 a month? And then I realized coffee shops and ice cream parlors were getting way too much of my money, so I cut back to do Tony that I showed you. And my Franciscan confreres, when they realized what I was doing, made it possible for me to do one more, so I'm doing Epifanio.
It's absolutely beautiful, and it really, I don't know, it adds more when there's a level of sacrifice to it. Oh gosh, Father John, thank you so much for being here and for telling us more about this ministry.
My pleasure.
Thank you for your work.
Okay, thank you.